Hey everyone, I just got my replacement battery for the RipCurrent S here. So that took about a week from California to get the replacement battery. I bought this bike brand new and it came with a battery that was discharging way too fast. So the company sent me another one and I will send the one that came with the bike back to them. They can repair it or do whatever they do with those. So I got a fresh battery on here and we're gonna head out here and do the first trail ride with this bike. I've got about 10 miles through this park. We're just gonna go up through the middle here, but it's a real pretty evening. So it'll be interesting to have a hardtail here. I've gotten so used to my full suspension e-bike that this will be a little bit different. I haven't really broken in the brakes yet, so I got to do a little hard braking and a little bit of squeaking here. Try to get these broken in and try to get these to where they're not making so much noise. I imagine this is the kind of trails that a lot of people are gonna want to buy this bike for. Take with them on camping trips, put up one in the RV, that kind of thing. This trail has really gotten washed out this summer. We've had so much rain. So we got pretty much one side of it is completely gone at this point. So I will say this 1000 watt motor peaking at 1300 watt has all sorts of power. Yeah, very nice. This bike climbs very well. If I pedal and stop, I get a solid like 2 to 3 seconds of motor continuing to power, which is very different than my other bike. The Ranger cuts out the second that you stop putting any sort of pressure on the pedals. So that's a little weird. It's just something you'll have to get used to. You can always cut it out manually pretty quickly just by tapping the brakes, and that'll kill the motor. But if you're not braking and you just stop pedaling, you'll get a bit of a delay. It'll continue to power. This bike is very capable of just doing these kind of trails, you know, Jeep trails, fire roads, that kind of thing. Perfect for that. It would also probably be a pretty decent in-town cruiser if you just like the fat tire look. This thing has tons of power, and if you just want to get out and do some nice cruising, this will definitely work well for you. All right, so I'm back in my shop now. The bike did really well. It did about 14 miles trails and dirt road, and a couple of miles on a paved road, and the last 3 miles are pretty serious uphill, and the bike did awesome. I just kept it in pedal assist 3 just for fun. I clicked up to the sport mode, which is essentially pedal assist 4. I didn't go up to the race mode just because I was trying to get an accurate measurement of just how much battery I was going to use on a loop like what I did. And so I got back home. It has been about 2 hours since I got home, and the battery has recovered a whole bunch. It was actually showing 9 bar. It was showing 8 of the 9 bars when I got back. It's now again showing 9 of the 9 bars, so it recovered a bit. It's still showing 55.7 volts. When I started, it was reading 57 volts. So the battery's definitely good. But that's awesome that I did that many hilly miles, and I really only dropped the battery level by a 1/9. So very cool. I'm really liking the bike. I think Juiced would benefit from going with even like a low-end Shimano versus these. It shifts perfectly fine, but you know, everybody loves Shimano stuff no matter what grade it is. So far this has shifted just exactly the way it should. No misshifts at all. Everything works well. Brakes are making a whole bunch of noise still. They haven't bedded in completely yet. The back's doing better than the front. The front's still squeaking quite a bit. So I probably will put on a set of organic brake pads here to stop that squeaking. They wear a little faster than the semi-metallics, but they're a whole lot quieter. So if you've got one of these and the brake noise is driving you nuts, it's a pretty standard pad design. Pull one out, match it up with what you see on the internet, and order a couple of pairs of those in organic, non-metallic, and it'll really quiet up your bike. So yeah, this is looking really good. One thing to note is it seems as though when you put the battery in and out, which you kind of have to do every time you ride because you've got to hit this on button that's up here on the front of the battery, but hidden. They do that for security reasons. So you got to turn on your battery, click it back into place, and then come up here to the bar and turn this on. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now. But it you got to definitely make sure that you hear the click when you push this battery back into place, and your key will kind of turn at that same time if it's in. This key is in right now, but make sure you hear the click. Otherwise, there is a chance that you're going to take off and your battery's going to come loose and fall off the bike, which wouldn't be a good thing. So that's the only thing that I've noticed that you definitely want to keep track of. The power, as I mentioned in the video, continues a little past when you pedal. So 1001, 1002 kind of thing. You're still getting power after you've stopped pedaling. The way to stop that from happening is just tap your brakes. That'll kill the power to the motor. But that's if you're riding on like a bike path or something, that's not going to be an issue. If you're out in the dirt, that's a little bit strange to have the power go longer than what you really want or may need. So just be aware of that. It's not anything that's particularly hazardous or anything. It's just something to be aware of. So these air forks are great. I'm really liking those. The feel is real nice. As you can see, I've only got about 45 millimeters of travel right here with the amount of air that's in them. I think I can probably almost double that if I get the air pressure right. So I've got to come over to this side, undo my cap here, and there'll be a Schrader valve in here. A little bit of air out of. I'll put a gauge on there and see what it came to me at. But I'll slowly lower the air pressure until I'm getting the right amount of travel. You want to just adjust that so that it doesn't bottom out, but you're still getting most of the travel in the fork. What I'll do just to confirm how much travel is actually here is I'll move this down. I'll let all the air out of the fork, and then I'll collapse them. That'll move this up, give me a reading of the true amount of travel in this fork, and then I'll adjust the air pressure so that I'm getting essentially that full amount of travel without bottoming out. So yeah, bike looks great. I'm real happy with it for the price I got it at. Just can't beat it. I think Juice makes some nice quality products. They've been around a while, and since they are based in the United States, I'll tell you, when this bike came to me, I think most of you know that from my other video, that this battery was actually bad, and so I contacted the customer service, and they within a week had sent me in a brand new battery. So very nice. Customer service was great. I also want to mention that the manuals that come with this bike are really top quality. These are some really nicely put together, you know, nice quality, nice stock manuals here. Got all sorts of things here to look over. The new bike setup. This is specifically on the battery. So really a quality package of stuff that comes with, as opposed to some of the other bikes that I've seen which didn't come with very good manuals. So that is definitely something that Juiced did right there. That was great. So I'll have to take it out at night and see how the headlight does. I hear that it's quite bright, and it seems to be a nice little unit here. But very fun bike. I bought this one for my wife. She's going to carry a lot of our stuff when we go out on day rides and all that. So she's got the panniers, and I'll have a few things on my back, but I don't have a rack on my bike. So everything's pretty much going to be carried on this bike. So yeah, very happy with it. Pretty bike, and doing well. So thanks for watching. I'll occasionally have an update on this, especially when we go out on some longer rides, and appreciate you watching. Thank you.